What's up, fellas? Blue Dream MMA here. Today we're going to be talking about UFC 302. Finally, it's starting. Finally, we're getting this beautiful card. It's going to be Islam Makhachev versus Dustin the Diamond Poirier, the first DDP in the UFC. So now let's get going. This year has been a great year of UFC, great MMA going on right now. This is the perfect time to be an MMA fan, honestly, especially this month and the following one. Right now we're getting Islam Makhachev versus Dustin Poirier, and by the end of the month we're getting Conor versus Michael Chandler. These are banger fights, guys. The lightweight division is booming right now. So usually I only break down the main card, but I'm also gonna talk about the not the whole prelims, but the main fight of the prelims. So this fight being Cesar Almeida versus Roman Kopylov. Roman Kopylov, if you know him, or you probably do if you watch this, Roman is basically Chase Hooper's dad. he is the upgraded version of Chase Hooper. As good as he is on the feet, Chase Hooper is on the ground. And right now he's fighting a rising star in Cesar Almeida, who once beat Alex Pereira in kickboxing. Currently, the guy is 4-0, doing pretty well. He knocking dudes out left and right. So this is a really good fight, a really interesting one. I think that experience might play a big factor in that one, but if you're being honest, both of them have a lot of experience, and both of them are strikers. So if we talk about striking, pure striking, Cesar Almeida has this in the bag. If they keep it just straight up striking, I think that Cesar Almeida is going to knock Roman Kopylov the fuck out. Honestly, he's going to knock him the hell out. It might not be close at all if you're talking about like a straight fight on the feet. But I think that Roman Kopylov he has good coaches in his corner, man. If I'm Roman Kopylov, I'm not making this dude fight Cesar Almeida on the feet. I'm making sure that he goes out there and strike a little bit, but then go for the legs. You have to dive for the legs and do what you gotta do. This is not about being exciting. You have to win that fight because Cesar Almeida, brand new guy on the block, second fight in the UFC, and honestly, if you want to be exciting, you're going to be exciting for sure. But I think it's going to go really bad for Roman Kopylov if he strikes with him. But I'm going to still go with Cesar Almeida on that one. I think that is going to be a second round KO or TKO. Now let's move on to Randy Brown versus Elizeu Zaleski dos Santos. This one is an interesting fight. You have Randy Brown, who's 6'3", really tall for the welterweight division. He's not the most technical guy, but he is pretty technical. He likes to box a lot, throw push kicks and side kicks. But he's a really chinny dude. He gets he gets chinned a lot. So I think that this one is still a dangerous fight for him versus Elizeu, because Elizeu Zaleski has knocked out Sean Strickland in the past. Although it was a welterweight, he still managed to knock him out with a spinning kick to the head. That was way back in the days, though. So don't take that too much into account. But Zaleski has been doing really well, regardless. Like in his UFC career, and I mean he's beaten Abu Bakar Nurmagomedov, who was Khabib's brother. I think it's his brother or his cousin, something like that. And yeah, he beat him in a split decision. But yeah, and a lot of Elizeu's fights go to split decisions, anyways. He also drew with what's his name, Rinat Fakhedinov, who's major overrated. He's basically fraud checked him, and that was beautiful to see. It was a good fight, still pretty overrated though for Fakhedinov, and he exposed that. But I think that fighting a dude like Randy Brown, who's so damn tall. It might not go the same way. Randy Brown is definitely way more technical than Zaleski, than Fakhadinov, who still managed to drop Zaleski in the first round and dominated the hell out of him. And I think that a more technical guy like Randy Brown, who's got more straighter punches and moves way better, it will be a difficult fight for Zaleski, who's also a really good striker himself. He got crazy spinning kicks, crazy because he's a capoeira dude. So he's got that thing. He just knows how to you know put things together, and he's a really tough fighter to beat at the end of the day. But I'm still going to go with Randy Brown that one. Close fight though. I think it's going to go. I don't want to say TKO, but I think it's going to go to decision 30, not 30-27, 29-28 for Randy Brown. Let's move on to Jailton Almeida versus Alexandr Romanov. Romanov is one of these dudes, that is really good, but also really disappointing. He is he's a good fighter, but what he does and the way he loses and to whom he loses, I think he's one of these, like Bedtime likes to say, one of these NPCs at heavyweight, and I really think he's one of these NPCs. And versus Jailton on Almeida, although I think he does have a good style to beat Jailton Almeida because he has better, I believe he has better striking than Jailton, while not being as good a grappler as him, but he's still a really good wrestler. So I think if he could be able to really stuff the takedowns and possibly knock out Jailton, who just got knocked out himself like a few months ago versus Curtis Blades. So for this one, I'm going to have to go with Jailton Almeida. I think he's going to wrestle him and prove that he's still top 10 wrestler, top 10 heavyweight. Although I don't think he's great like that. Now let's move on to Kevin Holland versus Michal Oleksiejczuk. So basically, Kevin Holland is coming back up from 170. 170 wasn't the best experience for him, as we witnessed. He went for something like that, 4-4. Yeah, so he's a pretty. The thing with Kevin Holland is that he's such a good fighter, man. But I don't like to say this about fighters, but he's not the smartest one. He's really not a smart fighter. He fights pretty dumb. He likes to stand with He likes to wrestle with wrestlers and stand with a way better striking than he is. Like, I don't know why he's like that, and he has no game plan ever. He just goes out there and does his thing. And he's fighting Michal Oleksiejczuk, who's basically a boxer, and yeah, a boxer with okay wrestling. So if you're just a boxer, not a great one, and you're not even fast or anything like that, and you're fighting a guy like Kevin Holland, I think that Kevin Holland's got to be able to knock him out. I got this to Kevin Holland, 3rd round TKO. Now let's move on to Sean Strickland, Tarzan, versus the most aesthetic guy in the UFC. Well, if he had just slightly longer arms, he would be. But yeah, you got Sean Strickland versus our favorite T-Rex. We got the King of Cringe, the new King of Cringe, versus the funniest guy on Twitter right now. Let's say it's a really interesting fight, I think, but I really do think that the issues that Sean Strickland presents to a guy like Paulo Costa are numerous. Like the defense, the pressure. Although the pressure plays in Strickland in Costa's favor because he likes to be in your face. So if you already are in his face, I think that definitely helps him a lot. And also from what we saw from Costa in his last fight versus Whitaker, is that he might be getting better, man. Like all these times off that he took and all that, I think that he could be getting better. But I think that the pace that Strickland puts on dudes is just different. I'm not sure how Costa is going to be able to adjust to all this, but I really think that his way to winning this fight is throwing a lot of kicks, spinning shit like he did versus Whitaker. Is it gonna work versus a guy like Strickland though? He's got great defense and it's so much in your face that you can't really get your kicks off. I mean, look at Adesanya. Adesanya was not able to get any kicks off. He was just kicking and getting checked, which is crazy by the way, because Strickland used to be so bad at checking kicks. That was his one weakness back in the days. He was just a pure boxer. But nowadays he's got better at that. And from what he's shown with the Dricus Du Plessis is that he can take a big shot and still, push forward the whole time. And his issue like Sean Strickland is his issue with Sean Strickland is that he just keeps throwing jabs. That's all he's doing. He just throws jabs. He's not throwing enough of hooks and powerful shots. That's why he lost the fight. I think that he lost the fight, and because of that. But versus a guy like Paulo Costa, who's anyways probably going to lose steam, I really think that Sean Strickland is going to gas out Paulo Costa. I really think that, yeah. It is a 5-round fight. I really think that Costa is going to gas out. He's going to get outpaced hard versus Sean Strickland. Unless he manages to knock him out early, which he really could. But he the thing with Costa is that he looks powerful. He's not the most powerful dude though. He doesn't have much punching power, but the kicks, there's everything there. But I really think that Sean Strickland is going to beat him by way of jabbing. Just straight jab his face the whole time, and hopefully he throws a few hooks though. Like I like Sean Strickland when he's more aggressive, but the defense and the jab is gonna be too much for Paulo Costa. Now let's move on to the main event. The last chance for DDP, Dustin Poirier, Dustin the Diamond Poirier. This is his last chance versus Islam Makhachev. Great champion. Basically, everything he's doing is just making Khabib's legacy look better right now. And honestly, he's just shown that Khabib was a problem. I think really, like when I hear people talk about how Khabib was running away from competition, like guys, what competition? There was none. His only competition probably was Islam, and that's his teammate. He was not gonna fight him. But yeah, Islam is a great fighter, man. He got great kicks, great punches. Not great punches, but he's a really good striker. Way better than people think. He's so nimble, so flexible. His kicks, he has pretty kicks, something that a lot of wrestlers do not have. But him and Arman have that in their arsenal, and I think that this is something that's going to give Dustin Poirier a lot of problems. Because Dustin likes to, he has good defense, but his defense to head kicks oftentimes is putting his hands up and just, he likes to lean into it a little bit. And that's going to be a problem. He could really get hit with that and have the same knockout that happened versus Justin Gaethje, but if we're keeping it straight up standing, because I heard one of Islam's coaches say that straight up standing, Islam beats Poirier still. And I don't think that's true. Although it is possible. I think that Poirier's boxing is going to be a lot of issue. But I still think that Islam, by mixing up his takedown, wrestling takedown, judo takedowns, and all that stuff, is definitely going to put a lot of thoughts into Dustin Poirier's head and make him act a little irrational in what he's doing. We might see a few jumping guillotines from our boy, but I want to see Dustin Poirier become a champion, but I don't think that's going to happen versus Islam Makhachev, man. And Dustin's already talked about retirement. Usually people that talk like that, having a foot out of the game, I don't know, bro. When you're fighting for the belt, having a foot out of the game, it's a dangerous game to play, bro. And I think that this is going to work in Islam's favor. Although that I have nothing left to lose mentality definitely can help a guy, But I'm going to go with Islam Makhachev on that one. Also, Islam, is one of the most prolific finishers right now. Not only in the lightweight division, but also in the entire UFC. He seems to just get the finishes. He knows how to get them. I know he wasn't able to finish Volkanovski on a full camp, but let's be real. The head kick KO was insane. You also have the submission of Charles Oliveira. He has like a grand total of around 8 or 9 finishes in the UFC right now. Multiple submissions, TKOs, and when he's not finishing you, he just dominates. Throws you around with judo and wrestling. Man, Islam is a beast, bro, and such a treat to watch. And I can't wait for this fight versus Dustin Poirier. You know, Poirier is a beast himself. His boxing, his hooks, his defense, all that. He has a beautiful style to watch, you know. But he makes a lot of mistakes, and I think that Islam will be able to pounce on him and eventually get the finish. I will say it's going to be a third or fourth round TKO. We're going to see something special. Be prepared for that, guys. And I'm gonna just give my thoughts on the prelims and early prelims before that, before letting you guys go. So Grant Dawson versus Joe Selecki. I have to go with Grant Dawson. Phil Rowe versus Jake Matthews. I like Jake Matthews, but I think that Phil Rowe is going to put some issues on him. I have Phil Rowe on that one. Nico Price versus Alex Morono. I'm going to go with Nico Price. I think that the power of Nico Price is going to be the main difference. Although Alex Morono is a really crafty dude and he puts a pace on people, you know, and he has really great jiu-jitsu. Man, that makes me want to take Alex Morono. I ain't even gonna lie to you guys, but let me take Nico Price. Mickey Gall versus Basil Hafiz. I haven't seen Mickey Gall in a minute, bro. I don't know what's going on with this dude. But I think that Mickey Gall, the one thing that he's missing is actual talent. So I'm going to go with Basil Hafiz right now. Basil Hafiz has a great pace, a lot of power, pretty thick dude. I think that he's going to beat up Mickey Gall. Alan Perez versus Jocelyn Edwards. Jocelyn Edwards, bro, she's another one of these disappointing fighters. I love her. I really like her style. I want to say that she's going to win. Yeah, I'm gonna pick Jocelyn Edwards on that one just because. And Andre Lima versus Mitch Raposo. He has no pictures, this Mitch Raposo, but I don't know who Mitch Raposo is. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I'm gonna go with Andre Lima. So this is the video. If you liked it, like the video, subscribe if you want to, and I'll catch y'all in the next video, man. Peace out, cause I'm out.